You're all welcome. More people are coming through and they're happy to receive you. There is another gentleman who wants to welcome us as well. Mr. Achidri Dennis is here in the capacity of the regional head for Arua. Mr. Michael Omago, the regional head, is not able to be with us today. He has exams back in Kampala, and that's why he's not here. Not because he's not happy about the project, but rather that he has to do exams. Mr. Achidri, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, the Master of Ceremony. My name is Dennis Achidri. I'm standing here putting on the shoes of the PA of the region. It's called Mr. Magor Michael Okello. This was the first branch. There have been other branches elsewhere, but they were renting somewhere. But this is owned by the Office of Director General. They constructed it. It was the first one. Now the General is upgrading it, wants to put up a new modern structure. So we are very, very glad and proud of this office. Arua Branch is one of the, should I say, very active and efficient offices of this office. It's headed by a PA, Mr. Magor Michael. The assistant is Stephen Atiamba, plus 6 auditors, and it has 3 support staff. It has a driver, it has a secretary, it has an office assistant. We audited last year 9 districts in the region. We also audited 3 municipalities. We have 7 town councils which we audited. We have around 92 sub-counties which we also audit as a branch. 36 tertiary and secondary schools audited last financial year, and 1 primary school per district audited last year. So we do a great job in the region, but as said, when funds allow in future, we might audit more primary schools per district, because last year we only did 1 per district. However, we were very, very competent, we were very efficient, and we did all the work very well. Our office facilitates us to do our work, our mandate, and we really appreciate this.
Madam, you're welcome. We are going for a small interlude, just to allow you to, say hello to those that have just joined us. And shortly after the interlude, we shall have the project coordinator FINMAP, Mr. Johnson Mutesingesi, to also give us his remarks. Thank you.
Of the Arua region, senior management and the staff of the Office of the Auditor General, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, you saw me taking a few poses. I don't normally do that, but I know that those things happen when you are excited. So I need some memory of this. As introduced, Johnson Mutesi Gensi. I work for the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development as coordinator for the Financial Management and Accountability Program. The program is multi-donor funded, and our duty is to support government in improving financial management and accountability. And as you know, the Auditor General is at the center of that fight against corruption and so on. And so that's why we end up being here, because I know some of you may be wondering, saying, if the building is for the Auditor General, what is the Minister of Finance doing here? So it is because it is a partnership between donors and government, and we are given the duty to coordinate the programming and the funding. This is an exciting milestone for us as a project, that we are here to break the ground and allow the contractor to do what he's good at. As you may be aware, the process leading to contracting is not an easy one, because actually every time you advertise a tender, you are opening a battleground. As a matter of fact, a month ago I had to appear before the Procurement Appeals Tribunal because somebody thought we were not doing a good job, but luckily we won. So we got a contractor through a competitive process. It was an open tender. Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't know them before they came to win the tender. But through the bidding process, I came to know them, and I came to know that they have been associated with many good projects. And so we are happy that today we'll be handing over the competent team to undertake the work. I will also be introducing to you the consultants, who are also good people, and we trust they will supervise this project very well. I was given a written speech, but this morning when I was talking to the Auditor General, he reminded me of the long history we have had collaborating in these matters. So I decided to abandon the written speech, because it was written by somebody who joined us 3 years ago, who didn't know the history. You saw me pause on that prior, and that is significant because the work we are doing is to support the corporate objectives of the Office of the Auditor General. So we are not putting up a building, we are providing a working environment for the auditors to do a good job. And I would say we couldn't have done it at a better time. We know Arua hosts refugees. We have been hosting refugees for a long time. And you know there are always quarrels about matters to do with the management of refugee matters. So if we are putting up a facility for the Auditor General here to audit better, we are not just serving the Auditor General, we are serving everybody, and we believe that the facility will be used for that purpose. Some 14 years ago, we were in Parliament amending the Constitution, working hard to make the Auditor General's office more independent and more empowered to do what is meant to do. 3 years later, we were part of the process of enacting the first law, the first independent law for the Office of the Auditor General, which, to our understanding, has helped a lot in bringing the office where it is now. And as part of that package, it was agreed to facilitate the construction of a number of office buildings to save the Auditor General from being hosted by the organizations that are audited by the Office of the Auditor General. The head of this office indicated that for them here they are lucky. They have had a building here for a long time. But in other places, including headquarters, they were not as lucky. In fact, at headquarters, the Auditor General used to sit in Treasury building, and people would address later they say Auditor General, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, because that's where he was sitting. And that was a big challenge. So we are proud that in December 2014, we opened the headquarters building of the Office of the Auditor General. And those of you who are familiar with Kampala, you must be aware that it is a big addition to the skyline of Kampala. And we are pleased to have been part of that project. When we started off the first two projects in Jinja and Bale in 2010, I was nervous. Like what happened to the first-time fathers. You know, you don't know whether you are going to have a child who is black or brown or normal or lame. So I was nervous. I didn't know what was going to happen, and especially given what tends to happen to construction projects. On Wednesday, I had a discussion with the former MD of NSSF, and he told me how much he suffered to get that big building done. And that building was done a long time ago, but there have been cases in court, and I think the last one was decided last week. That is how difficult it can be to construct buildings. So that time I didn't have any experience apart from my small hut in the village. And I had to rely on the contractors and the consultants. But luckily, about 1 year later, we were able to open the offices in Jinja and the office in Bale, and we are very proud of that. We have since done another one in Barara and another one in Hoima, which was opened about a year ago. And we also did another one in Moroto, which was opened in October last year. So now, and I can comfortably say that we have done small buildings and big buildings. So when we are getting contractors on board, what we did in private, I will tell you now, that Mr. Contractor, we know what we are doing. The projects we have done so far are fantastic. Yours must be. Fantastica. Yes, yours must be better. I was pleased when the German minister visited the project in Moroto late last year after we had opened it, and I saw a communication saying, "Thank you for the wonderful job." I expect better comments from here. We are not used to bad stories. We complete our projects in time. We complete them within the budget, and we do them to the right quality. So, Njogerera Balinsi, who knows Uganda? I speak Swahili. Now, I'm privileged to be here. It is my first time in Arua. Yes, and I'm pleased it's a beautiful place. Well, that is also partly why my speech is not here. I also enjoyed myself last night. It was so wonderful. I have learned to delegate, but I think here I will be coming more times. I found the place very beautiful, so I will be coming. So, contractor, consultant, be sure that we'll be together as we run this project. We contracted on 2nd of May, and the promise is that the project will be completed in 1 year. So, Gloria, you better hand over invitation letters today for people to come to the opening ceremony, because the contractor is not allowed to extend the completion. We must complete in time and make sure that the job is done. Now, 1 month from now, you will hear that my project is done, but don't worry. That project is ending, but the government doesn't end. Arrangements have been made to make sure that whatever we are doing continues, so contractor will not feel the changeover. We will continue running the way we are running now, and make sure that the project is completed as required. Our collaboration with the Auditor General doesn't stop on the buildings alone. We also have other things we do. For example, we are supporting the management information system for the office. We collaborated in getting engineering audit tools, so the Auditor General is able to audit the roads better. And one innovation that is coming very soon is to put a robust system of tracking audit recommendations. So, district leadership, you better tell your people that we had a good ceremony for groundbreaking, but the Auditor General is coming nearer and is being empowered to work better. So those of you who are not straight, you better follow what is it, St. John, who said that please straighten your path. The one who is following me is a no-nonsense man. So I'm also telling you now that we are doing this, but the one coming to occupy that structure and by the way, first of all, face that side and see what is there. And the PA, he announced that they have audited all the districts and all the hospitals, and there is no backlog. Now, look at this. You see, they say bigger and better. But what that one means is that when you have been having one office and you are given a number of people, when the office becomes bigger, naturally, the occupants also increase. So we are going to have more people, I believe. And that will mean better work. And for us, we will enjoy the glory, because I know from now up to 1 year from now, I am the boss. But after that, I will be out, and they will enjoy themselves and do what they are good at. Sorry, I seem to be talking for so long, but it's because I'm enjoying myself. This is a good function, and I'm speaking from my heart. But with that, I think a few more things and I'm done. Number one, as I said, we have so many donors we collaborate with: the European Union, the government of the United Kingdom through the Department for International Development, the government of Norway, the government of Denmark, and the government of Germany. But those represent also the other donors, because at the moment we deal with them as a donor group. But I've mentioned those who are bringing cash. And for this project, we are getting 100% financing by the government of Germany. I want to hear a big clap. I know officially they said that they will not be here, but you never know. There could be somebody listening to hear if we are excited that they are funding this project. And the government of Germany also funded the office in Weimar and the office in Moroto. And do you know why they did that? They were envious that the government of Uganda built the office in Jinja and the office in Bari. So people, it is always good to start something because people will come and see the good work you are doing, and they add on. First of all, they had the confidence that we could do it, but also secondly, they saw that it was already becoming a good thing. This building you are seeing, I know the consultant or the contractor may tell us more, but it's going to be fairly modern, where we'll be using solar to, I know in Arua now you have umeme. It's not like those days when you were using the generators and you had to ration the electricity. But all the same, we have to be as green as we can. So we'll be using solar. Number two, the government of Germany has kindly agreed to also furnish the building. So, Mr. Okajeno, you don't have to look for, okay, if you receive a request to furnish this building, send it to me. Then we hold it together. So, and you don't have to wait the moment the contractor gets out, because the furniture will also be here. Number three, in our small way, we will also be providing some motor vehicles. We know the people here will have to be going to Kampala. I wish we could afford the aeroplanes, but also I found that the scenery along the way is very beautiful. So actually when you fly and you take 45 minutes, you are cheated. It's better to go along the way and see the beautiful scenery. So we'll be providing motor vehicles as well. I am encouraged that the contractor is in a way dancing before the drums. I see my bat is coming up. Well, only good dancers can dance before the drum. Otherwise, for some of us, even when they put the video going fast, wait a bit to see if you can understand the rhythm. So that is a good sign that the contractor wants to move. And because of that, I better not waste his time. I would like at this juncture to invite the consultant, Prantec, who will come and receive my blessing. Then he can hand over the project to Kalsa Development Limited. I'm very happy to see you. So for now, but before I do this, I want to beg the contractor that this office is still operational. They are not relocating. So kindly make sure that there is passage for them to be able to work. In the 1 year, they have to continue working. So this is the official documentation of this project. We have the this is the contract. So auditors don't want to, this thing is big enough, so it has all the provisions that are required to be a good project, so leave me alone. I will hand it over to the consultant. That beautiful thing you saw there is written in this book. So this has all the drawings, structural, electrical, mechanical, architectural, anything, pictures, figures, anything is in here. I will also hand it over. So how do I hand over the site? So in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, here is the site. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with construction, especially government construction, and I want to recognize the Minister of Works. Thank you for coming. As government, we get the consultants, the independent consultants, we give them the site, and we tell them who the contractor is, and we wait for them to deliver the project. So it is their job to make sure that that project is delivered as required. So the consultants granted have been given the duty and authority before all of you to manage this site and make sure that it is delivered with the building at the end of the 1 year. And for the leadership of this area, I know there are a number of things that you need to do to support this project, and therefore I'm officially introducing this consultant to you and begging you that please, when he comes, you know that he is representing the government of the mighty Republic of Uganda. But consultant and contractor, what I want to tell you, one very senior civil servant told me that when it is time to pay, I don't rely on outsiders. I need my people to see what is there. And because of that, we have a contract management team that will be working. It is led by Engineer Raymond Seremba of the Office of the Auditor General. Now, members of the contract management team, come. Time for a photo moment for you. Where are you? Faster. I need to see the energy. Come running. Hey, you are not as excited as I am. Come. Bring the... But I was expecting a bigger team. Don't you have associates? Thank you very much. So this team, working with the consultant and the contractor, will deliver this job. They have experience. They have delivered the Oima. They have delivered the Moroto. Those are the latest. I don't want to go very far back in history. So I trust them. So as I said earlier, during construction, I will be coming here not because I'm worried, but because I need to enjoy myself as the project is being moving forward. So, opportunity to serve you. We are grateful for this long collaboration, and we trust that this project will end up well and give you an even better environment to do your work. The leadership of the region, thank you very much for receiving us warmly, and we trust that we work together as we complete the project. Mr. Consultant, I know I've already handed over. I know you must be itching to take over and handle your project. I am done. Here is the microphone. We need to know who the contractor is, and these people need to hear the assurance as to how you are going to complete the project in 6 months, not 1 year. Thank you very much.
If you don't mind, Governor, could take your seat. And
now that is what I told you.
I can now take command, since I've been given the tools of the trade. I just have very many remarks to make, but I will endeavor to be brief. Our guest of honor this morning, who is none other than the Auditor General, John F.S. Mwanga. Our Assistant Auditor General, Mr. Francis Masuba, whom we have been working very closely on this assignment. Our Project Coordinator, Johnson Sigensi, the various directors and Chairman LC5, the RDC present, the consultants team is present, the contractor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen in your respective capacities. I welcome you to this ground, Pajulu Road, Arua, at this commissioning or groundbreaking ceremony of this function. My name is Architect Enoch Kibamu. I'm the Managing Director of Plantech Limited. And in my remarks, I would like to say we're highly privileged as a team to have been given this honor, Mr. Auditor General, and this trust to handle this assignment. You know, when you're handling for those who already know, then the bar is even higher. But I think we must say Ebenezer for coming this far. God has brought us this far. We were involved in the design and documentation of this project. And what you're seeing there is not only a mere form, but it is an aesthetic form, which is here, but also it is highly functional, looking at the brief that you gave us. We're also happy and would like to thank you for involving us in supporting you during the procurement process. We gave our technical support wherever we were needed. Many times we were left on the side. You're only called to hand over when you don't know where you're heading. So we thank you very much for involving us on that technical support in terms of procurement. And at this point, I would like to congratulate CALSA Developments, who emerged the best evaluated bidders. And what I can say is that we are very, very ready as Plantech to work with you to deliver this product. Why we have brought this portrait today, it is to unveil the promise. This is the promise. And I'm sure, being auditors, we'll all come back here in 12 months to audit the outcome. We believe that this is the beginning. The outcome should even be better. We were also retained to do construction management. And I heard the coordinator saying that it must be excellent. That is our promise today. Our work will be involving supervision of the works and contract administration. You've handed over to us a contract. It has all the provisions. And we'll endeavor to go to it by the letter. And the contractor is already aware. We've already written to them requesting for key documents that make the contract effective. The contract can be signed, but the rules say for it to be effective, there are key documents that you must furnish. At the end of the day, we know very well that there will be compliance audits in terms of contract management. So we don't want the Auditor General to audit us and find us wanting at the end of the day. So we will be doing contract administration. Our key thing here is quality of the works, which is basically the design which you see here in terms of form and function. The specifications are very clear in that contract, so we'll not ask the contractor for what has not been specified, but will not expect anything less than what has been specified. And of course the workmanship, which is basically the skill, the methodology, and the finesse. We trust that CALSA will work along with us to make sure that we deliver a quality product. Sometimes we say, for us as architects, you may compromise the cost in a way that you can probably go higher or go lower. You may compromise the time to come to 11 months instead of 12, but not 13 months. But please do not compromise quality, because at the end of the day, quality is quality. We have to manage the cost we've been given, about 2.9 billion. We'll endeavor to work within that, and preferably even have a surplus. some reminder at the end of the day if we can. Time is 12 months, but we have a defects liability period of another 12 months, so we are here for 24 months. And then most important, since we're going to do the groundbreaking, is occupational safety, health, and the environment. Mr. Contractor will have to work with you closely. We've already written to you to register this one as a workplace and ensure that there is compliance in as far as occupational health and safety are concerned. Mr. Auditor General, this building you're seeing before you here is a highly green building. We're going to be using solar energy in combination with the hydro. We have quite a lot of hydro now. So it's going to be hybrid. We shall be harvesting rainwater so that it can be reused. This building will be supported by purely natural ventilation and natural lighting. Most important, we shall do a lot of landscaping in terms of greenery. So if you come back and you don't find that old building there, we are going to be demanding it for extra greening. If you look at the portrait which are put here, we're saying this is the proposed office premises for the Office of the Auditor General in Arua City. I have read and I've been reliably informed that Arua is in the next 1 year, it will be a city. So the benchmark for kick-starting the city should be this building. And we'll do nothing but to ensure that that dream and that vision is fulfilled.
Adolf Kohoma is here with me. I came with my another director, Mr. Jim Kajere. I came with our safety officer, Mr. Robert Ayuku. Our site officer, Mr. Emma Amenwar. Then there was another guy, I think he has gone out. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gloria. The chief guest is the boss of the Auditor General, the PC, FINMAP, the district leadership, my colleagues, directors, staff, invited to the branch, not to the district. I think to the municipality, you have been welcomed by the leadership here. We are welcoming to the branch office, and also thank you for blessing this occasion. Now this is a special branch to us, as you have been told. It was the first branch, the building that we constructed. And I want to thank the district leadership for nurturing us. We used to operate from your district administration offices. And later on, I think you are kind enough to give us this area, for which we thank you. So for all these years we have been operating here. This building that you see was constructed initially by the government of Uganda funds. At that time, I think the budget was very small, and may have taken about 5 years to construct. This building is going to take just under 1 year. But even with that, within those 5 years, it was difficult to complete because we had to get a push from another donor, the leader. When the building, I think, had stored at some ring level. So we got the funding from the leader to push it up and furnish it. So at that time, I was also some PC at some point. So PC, for you as a bigger PC, but I was a small PC at one time, trying to complete that building, which had taken over 5 years to complete. So we thank the district for the enabling environment that you have given us. You have supported us over the time. And I think it's that environment also which has brought the city status and triggered us now also to improve and be as good as the new developments that you have created. So we thank you, and hope you support the project up to the end. With these comments, I welcome and wish to invite the Auditor General. He's also my boss, to come and make his remarks. And later on, I think, lead us to grant the certificate.
It's lovely to be in Arua. The weather is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I was going to put on my glasses, but as advice. But I don't use my glasses, so I'll try to read. Right. The Deputy Resident District Commissioner, Madame Akello, the LC5 Chairperson, the Chief Administrative Officers present, Mayor and Town Clerk as represented here, members of staff of the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and also from the Office of the Auditor General, distinguished guests in your various capacities, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this site on the occasion of the official handover and groundbreaking for the construction of the new Arua Regional Office. Thank you so much for making this journey to Arua. And thank you for your time. We appreciate it. The Arua Branch was the first OAG building to be constructed, as my earlier colleagues mentioned to you. As you can see, it's now one of the smallest buildings that we have, and it has become a challenge for our staff in the region. Not only is the office space inadequate, but also the storage of the office records remains a key challenge. Since 2008, the office has been carrying out key strategic developments of her buildings facilities, thanks to the support from the government of Uganda and our development partners through the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and FinMap 3, the project which Mr. Johnson Mutesigensi is associated with. This has enabled the office to a great extent address the strategic objectives of ensuring that the Office of the Auditor General remains a high-performing model organization as laid out in our corporate plan of 2016-2021. Unlike the other branch offices, however, the proposed construction of Arua Regional Office is a reconstruction to expand the existing Arua Regional Office building and provide better office facilities. The branch will continue to serve its audit population as it has always done so. Our vision as the Office of the Auditor General is to be an effective and efficient supreme audit institution, as you can read up there, in promoting effective public accountability. When completed, the new premises of Arua Regional Offices will not only offer conducive office accommodation to staff in the region and thereby promote the image of the office in the region, but it will also improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the office in delivering her mandate in this region. This will, as a result, contribute to improved financial management, improved accountability, and indeed, better service delivery in this region. The project, wholly being funded through KFW, through MAP of the Ministry of Finance, KFW has supported the office by funding the construction of our recent 2 regional offices, as Mr. Mutesigensi told us, one in Moroto and the other in Hoima. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to KFW and the German government for their support. It is unfortunate that they have not been able to make it here this morning due to commitments that befell them. I would also like to thank the government institutions that have supported us in this project to enable it to reach this milestone. I'd like to express my utmost gratitude and thanks to the following people. 1, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development through the Financial Management Accountability Program, FinMap, for their continued support in the provision of infrastructure and capacity building for the office. FinMap has supported us in the construction of our office premises in Moroto, Hoima, Jinja, Mbale, Barara, and our headquarters in Kampala. Arua District and Arua Municipality for approving construction. The consultants, MS Plantech Limited, who designed and are to supervise the project. And lastly but not least, the Assistant Auditor General, Mr. Masuba, and his team for their continued drive for the improvement of the corporate image of our office. Finally, I urge the project team that comprises the client, the consultant, and the contractor to ensure that the project is properly implemented and successfully delivered. With those few words, I'd like to propose that we move to the next stage, which will involve the breaking of the ground to commemorate the commencement of the construction of this regional office. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Auditor General. We are going to have a small music interlude as Engineer Raymond prepares to take us through the next stage. Thank you.
Okay, I now take this opportunity to break the ground to commemorate the commencement of the construction of the OAG Arua regional offices. Thank you.
Et pas y avoir du bon, mais on va mettre un penalty sans gardien. Lui, il y a un